Hello. So I'm back in my home studio, and let's see if I can get a little bit more light going here. Not too much though. So I've been looking at these oil pastels for a while. I have various sets of oil pastels that I keep here in my home studio. And then I got a cheap set at Blick when I was in Chicago. But I thought I'd like to keep a bigger set at my studio outside my house. So I decided to go not expensive. I don't want anything expensive there. I went for the Royal Talens Van Gogh oil pastels, and comes in a set of 60, which is great. Now, unfortunately, it came in this rather, I'm not going to show you the whole box because it has my address on it. The box was too big for it, as you see, and there was no spacer in it, so it was shooting across the box the whole way, and it came from the UK. I didn't realize that it wasn't being shipped by Amazon itself, and I certainly didn't know that it was coming from the UK, or I would have probably looked for something a little closer to home, or ordered from Jackson's. But that's sort of okay. Just unfortunately, it got really bashed up, and it even had a hole in one side of it. So I wasn't surprised when I heard some noise when I went to pick up the box. And that's the state that they came in. So I'm going to unbox it in front of you. I wanted to, it's not unbox as in the whole entire box, but I wanted to look into it right away to see how much damage had occurred. So far it looks like just the one broken pastel, but I have a horrible feeling that I'm going to trip across more. It should never have been shipped like this. The box should have been entirely wrapped around it. They could have put foam or something to keep the pastels from moving about, and still have the wrap around it. So it's a bit of a mess. And of course, it means that all the pastels are now contaminated with other colors. So they're all over the place. But we'll figure it out. Just checking to see if any of them are broken. Silver and gold go there. These didn't move, so that's pretty good. Just making sure that they're all good before I contact the seller. I don't know what way these are supposed to go. For now, I'm just doing this. Just making sure that they're all in one piece. It doesn't really matter because I'm going to take them out of this container and then put them in my printer's cabinet that my dad gave me, that I've shown on YouTube, I think in shorts or something. Not that I was wearing shorts, but the YouTube video was. Yeah, I'm becoming a little OCD with the color assortment here. I should just get on with it. that's the only one that's broken so far. It's Scarlet, and so all the names are listed here. The light fastness is here, and then the code number for the color is there. And it does have pigment information there as well. So unlike some of the really cheap brands, pigments were actually used in the creation of these. And there's light fastness testing and all the good things that you want to know. It's really cut dented there too. Didn't even notice that. So it looks like it's just the one broken pastel. I think the rest of them are okay. I think maybe that white one, nope, it seems okay too. So phew, just the one victim here lost its head. So we're gonna swatch these out. I'm going to do the swatching on this toned paper. Just think it would be nice to see it on that rather than stark white. So just move this a little off to the side, get a little organized. Finn at any moment, he's on my desk as usual. Any moment he's gonna know that I have plastic for him to chew. Oops. So dispose of that. Now I know these aren't going to be creamy like Sennelier. I have Sennelier oil pastels. I also have a small set of Neocolor oil pastels by Karen Dash. And those aren't as smooth as the Sennelier. They kind of have the same harder feel like these. But maybe I'll do a little compare and contrast at the end of this. But let's get started. So this is white. And this is a colorless one. So Sennelier has a colorless blender as well. So you see that there's no pigment to that. It's meant to blend your pastel. So this one is light yellow. Then we have lemon yellow. And just plain old yellow. I'm afraid the camera's not picking up very well. That's a nice soft yellow. And this one is light orange. And now I'm getting finicky again. I'm putting the yellows together. Is there two light yellows? Lemon yellow. Yeah, there's two. This is also called light yellow. And so is this one. But they're obviously a tint. So there's more white in the mix of this one. Then deep yellow, orange, vermilion, scarlet, red violet, and red violet tint, deep rose and brackets magenta, carmine. I'm getting little bits of pastel everywhere. Here. Yeah, I'm getting picky about where things are again. I said I stop that. Carmine. And then the one that was broken, this is scarlet. It's like a nice dark salmon color. And then a tint of scarlet. And now we're into purples. We have ultramarine violet, and violet. And as always, I will put, I'll label these and I'll put the swatches on my website. There's a section called color charts, and you can download a PDF, a high-res PDF of this swatching. And so that one was blue violet, and now we're on blue violet but tint. And I'll probably put this chart up at my studio so I can refer to it. This one's beautiful color, Prussian blue. I always love a Prussian blue. And then turquoise blue. Always like a good turquoise blue as well. And then ultramarine. And there are loads of things on my website for artists that you might find handy. Phthalo blue, like art book reviews and art store reviews. Ultramarine tint. I sell my own watercolor, handmade watercolor. This is cerulean blue phthalo. It's really nice sky blue. And cerulean blue phthalo, I guess that was a tint. Phthalo blue. And I think if you're in the States, I think Blick sells these open stock. I have to check if Jackson's does as well. Sap green, just in case you run out of a particular color. Did I do all those? Yeah. And then permanent green medium. This looks like a really nice color. Turquoise blue, but the tint. So tint. So I had to take a bit of a break because I thought I was being so clever by saving this video to my laptop, but I don't have enough storage on there either, so it didn't really buy me anything. Anyways, it got up to this point when I noticed that it stopped recording. So perfect that I noticed it and didn't just keep going. So the next color is Viridian. Anybody who's been seeing my videos, you know I don't like Viridian, but that's not a bad one. This is the phthalo green, and then this is permanent green medium. And then greenish yellow. Fur green. That's a nice dark green. It's more natural. And this rounds out the greens. This one I can barely see. It's greenish yellow. Then yellow ochre. Always like a good ochre. This is yellow. Really, that should be up at the top there. And then deep yellow. I guess tint. Yellow ochre. Oops. That's what happens when there's bits of all colors on your oil pastel. This is gold ochre. And then raw sienna. There's also just bits dropping off, so I have to be careful. Burnt sienna. Indian red. And Van Dyke brown. Then burnt umber. Raw umber. Oh, that's a nice raw umber. Let's see, using that quite a bit. Sepia. It's a nice dark sepia too. Light gold, so this is a metallic. It's actually quite nice gold. Let's move the deep gold, which doesn't look that different from that. Warm gray. You barely see that on this paper. It's quite close. Cold gray. Green gray. I always like when there's a lot of grays, especially when you can't mix a gray. Silver. So another metallic. Pearlescent white. I'd rather have more grays than metallic colors, but there you go. Warm gray. So that's the tint of it. Oh. I missed. Is it two whites? Oh, there's white and permanent white. So this isn't as bright as that white. And then black. that's 60 oil pastels brought to you by Van Gogh. And so, just to say, I feel that these are quite creamy compared to some. And let me just get to those ones. So these are just some of the other oil pastels that I have. Like I said, I have a small set of the Caran d'Ache Neo Pastel. And then I have the Sennelier, which are, in my opinion, one of the best oil pastels, but they're, quite pricey. And then the cheapest of them is this Mungyo. And so in level of hardness and not being as pigment heavy, naturally that's the cheaper brand. I find the Neo Pastel not as smooth. Like, that's just like lipstick. It just, you barely touch and it picks up. But these are pretty close to the Caran d'Ache Neo Pastels. So I'm quite pleased with this purchase, and that I didn't go for something even cheaper for an extra set at my studio. So I'm quite happy with them. They do smudge nicely. I'm not going to smudge too much because I am covered in oil pastels of various colors. But yeah, I'm very pleased with this set, and I think it will really help to have at my other studio, because I've been doing more and more with mixed media, and it's nice to have the colors. And if you've seen the Gogh Set, I think it's 16 colors, maybe not even that many. So it's nice to have a whole assortment, especially lovely greens. I love the grays. And it's just a good amount of colors and tints of color. And having the blender is really nice to have as well. So I think I'm be quite happy with them. I would have liked them to have been wrapped a little bit better for their shipment, but very, very lucky that it was just the one that had a mishap. So, like, they are dirty. You can clean them if you're being very particular. You can use paper towel and just clean off the color that's making it dirty, and then it's as good as new. So that's not too bad. But having to do that for all of them is a little bit of a pain. Like, that one there is really covered in all sorts of colors. So it's kind of worth it to do it for some of them, especially the lighter colors. And it's a lot better now. And that's how you can, if you've contaminated it by going over top of other colors to create color, it's the same thing. You can just clean it off on some kitchen towel, and it's a lot better. So that's it. Like I said, I'll put the this sheet, I'll scan it, although I might photograph it instead and have it as a high-res file for you to download on my website under color charts. But while you're there, check out the other things that I have. I have courses listed that I've taken, other artists that I follow on Instagram, artists from the past that inspire me, and all sorts of things for you to check out. And if you like these videos, please hit like and subscribe. It really helps. I'm kind of coming to a point where I have to decide whether I'm going to keep going or not. It does take a lot of time to edit and put things up, and I always like to reply to people. So whenever you put a comment, I like to reply to it, especially if you're asking a question. And it all takes time, along with all the other social media and everything else. And with algorithms being what they are, it really helps if I get eyes on things, but especially if you like and subscribe. That would be simply amazing. So thanks so much. Bye.